Coach, you're in my shot there, bud.
Oh, hey, sorry about that.
How's it going? Say hello to the program.
Hey, what's up? Trav for Oiler fans. Do you got a name for your audience?
I don't know, just viewers.
Like Travers or something.
I don't know. I just call it
travesties.
Yeah. My old teacher used to call me that. Why don't you give a little plug to Sparx first before we start this video, because you've been a pretty big advocate for them, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I've been using it since basically the day it came out, even before that, and absolutely love it. It's consistent. I don't take my skates to shop anymore. It's simple. You throw your skates on there, you hit go, 4 passes, standard, and you're set. I'd say the convenience factor just trumps everything else.
Well, it's like having a printer kind of at your desk or at home, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I've
Yeah,
got
it
it in
looks
the
like a
garage.
printer.
I love the little setup because I got, you know, a little bench. I've got my tape and everything all set up, so it's kind of like my own like pro shop.
I'm gonna dig up a picture or video of that garage. I'm gonna Photoshop myself into it, put it in the program here. So,
send me a glossy 8x10. I'll throw it up on the wall.
I'll sign it for you too.
Oh yes. All right, let's be quick. I got places to be. Oh, now you're switching the skate up.
Sorry, big time.
Oh, you need an adjustment goalie.
What?
Don't you need a different holder?
You need goalie adapters.
I don't know how to do goalie adapters.
Hey, we're teaching the brand advocate something here today.
I don't know how to do the goalie stand.
It just pops in like that. The only thing that this does is because there's a cowling, it keeps it from rotating, so it just lifts the skate up a touch high. Probably gonna have to. You just do everything else the same.
Hey, spray some Febreze in these things, would you, Trav?
Sorry.
I can smell it from here.
Hey, you know what that smell is? Hard work and dedication there,
It
Coach.
smells more like cat box that the cat curled up and died inside.
Let's say I'm an actual college goalie.
Yeah. You need the real deal. You're gonna have to throw up your 4 passes. You know, that's gonna take a little more steel off for you.
I'm not a bench warmer, let's pretend.
Yeah, exactly. If you actually touch the ice with these skates, maybe you want to put a few more passes.
Yeah, I practice once a week.
All right, I gotta run.
Thanks, Coach. Okay, now that we got the clown out of the way, let's talk business here.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about the Sparx, just kind of like what it's all about. Because maybe somebody hasn't seen the last year's video, they don't really care to watch it again. So
used by 25 NHL teams now.
Really?
Yep. Over 10,000 users, consumers have it.
And then retail price.
Yep. Retail price US is $8.99.
Okay.
Do you want me to look at you or look at your camera? Or?
Look at me, it looks more organic.
Yeah. $8.99 US. You get a grinding ring and a sharpener. Get everything you need to sharpen, right, with that $8.99 price ready to go. Ships in just a few days and basically ready to go.
How much is the extended warranty?
Now you're killing me, I don't know.
You're supposed to know this stuff.
I'm not the sales guy, I'm just the marketing guy.
I'd like to apologize to my friend back home who does my skates all the time. He's probably going to be replaced soon once I get some cash together for the Sparx. It's legit. No corporate BS.
Got the goalie risers installed with this cowling goalie skate here.
And so one thing I like that I was really surprised at last year is that you can actually pull the skate once it's locked in and the machine will lift up. Like it is that gripped in.
Always clamps the skate in the same spot. So regardless of the thickness of the steel, whether it's a figure skate that's closer to 4 millimeters, goalie skate at 4 mil, or a player skate at 3 mil, it's not always 3 millimeters. It could be 2.97, 2.95. Always going to clamp in the same spot, so if the alignment's good, it's always going to run down the middle of the blade. So all I'm going to do here is put this in the manual move mode, or jog mode is what we call it, which is this button with the 2 arrows. Plus and minus will allow you to move it manually. So I'm going to use the minus and move it out. And what I'm looking at is, if you can see over here on the far right side, you can kind of see the ring and where it's going to come into contact. So that height actually right there, all I'm doing is using the manual buttons up top, the plus and the minus, to kind of see. That looks like a good height. So it's not going to take off the toe, but it's going to give you that nice sharp toe for your pushes when you're down in your butterfly. Good at a height of 5. Obviously, if it's new goalie steel or something like that, you'll have to change the height. It'll probably be closer to like a 3 or a 4 because it's thicker. And you don't want to ruin that toe or take it away. Consistency, that's our big thing. It's going to be, your first sharpening should be as good as your last. There's not a profiler. That's something that we have been talking about and looking into. I don't really know where that stands. That's some feedback that we've got from our NHL teams as well, for us to develop something like that. Something we're looking into. I don't know any timeline or time frame on that. The next thing here is I'm going to get out of this manual jog mode, You're gonna hit cancel again. That'll send it back home. And now you're gonna see the ring will be reading here. This is the ring life indicator. Each ring is programmed 320 cycles. Cycles are passed down and back, so 640 passes. If that makes sense. So right now, most sharpenings, if it's the first sharpening you do on a Sparx, my recommendation is to start with 4. See how it looks. Some people use a marker. Sorry, not a marker. Put a mark across your blade. A couple spots. All that's doing is making sure that the hollow's all the way through from your inside to outside edge. If you've already used the Sparx before to sharpen, that's not something you have to do every time. I just recommend it for the first time. The grinding ring that we use actually cuts cooler than a traditional sharpening wheel, so that's why there's no Sparx produced. So it's actually cutting cooler compared to a traditional machine with the glass wheel. It actually cuts hotter. So with it hotter, it's going to spark more. I'm sure Russ talked about it more than I did, and probably went into a little bit more from his engineering background. It's kind of funny that we named the machine a Sparx and there's no sparks that come off of it, but
It's not related to Garrett Sparx either, just so we're clear.
very good, yeah, Garrett Sparx. Light screen on the inside, so that means we're good to go. So now all I would have to do here is move these protective slot covers back. That's going to allow me access to remove the skate. The skate comes off.
And then the Sharpies will be marked that were on here before. The whole blade got touched.
Yeah.
So.
And then one thing I would do from here, everybody's kind of got their little trainer tricks, I'd call them. What I like to do, I like to use a stone. Nice pressure, nice and consistent, a couple passes on each side. What I actually also use is this 3M Scotch-Brite pad. It's kind of like a little trainer trick. You're not going to remove the edge. All I do is pinch on the sides. I usually do 1 or 2 passes down, nice and smooth. That's going to make sure that that burr's gone and give me a nice, smooth, clean finish. Nice and smooth.
SidelineSwap.com is the greatest website in the world. You won't find guys like Sideline Swap that piss you off. I'll see you next week.